associations, if it is the parish, that the parish priest has recognized them to exist. Those are the people that comprise or form the council. If it is at the deanery, it is expected that the dean of the deanery, who is the eyes of the bishop, that all the associations recognize at that level. And then, so with the diocese, and then province and national. National, there are 1,001 national associations, but the ones that the Catholic Bishop Conference recognize are only 26, plus the Laity Council. Why is only 26 recognized? Because the church in Nigeria is one, and the Catholic Church is not like any other church. So the church is hierarchical. So those associations that are recognized by the Catholic Bishop Conference approached the conference seeking for national recognition. And therefore, the conference had looked at their workings and is satisfied and had approved them as national chaplain. That chaplain is either self-appointed or the person is deceiving himself. So that is what the council is all about. Now, we are talking about our role in the contemporary world. For us to know contemporary world or our roles in the contemporary world, it is also good for us to know or understand what contemporary world is. It is the circumstances and idea of the present age. What is happening now, not yesterday. What is happening now. And the synopsis is the modern times or modern world or present times. Now, like I said, Christ gave us mandate. And by virtue of our baptism, Christ gave us mandate of proclaiming the good news. And the good news, like you can see here, that Jesus brought the reign of God to our world through his life, death, and resurrection from the dead. That is the good news. He died for you and I. He came into this world, brought the good news, he suffered and died for us for the sins of our first parents. And so, we read the second, this mandate, Jesus wishes that it should explode. It should get to the ends of the world. And that is why he said, I have come to set the earth on fire, and how I wish it were already ablaze. It is the desire of Jesus that the mandate he has given to us should spread as fast as possible to the ends of the world. Now, I told you briefly about Vatican II Council, but now I will talk about it and the laity. The Second Vatican II Council, which was the 21st Council of the Catholic Church, was convened by St. John the 23rd, and that council lasted for 4 sessions from 1962 to 1965. It started with Pope John the 23rd, but it ended with Pope Paul the 6th. And what did the council say? During the council produced a document called Apostolicam Actuastatem. In English is the activities. Priests don't celebrate Mass facing the congregation. They will back the congregation and say the Mass. But the Vatican II opened its window onto the modern world, updated the liturgy, gave a larger role to the lay people, introduced the concept of religious freedom, and started a dialogue with other religions. That's the beauty of that council. The purpose of the Apostolicam Actuastatem was to encourage and guide lay Catholics in their Christian life. The document sought to describe the nature, the character, and the diversity of the lay apostles, to state its basic principles, and to give pastoral directives for its more effective exercise. In Rome, There is a department called Laity, Family and Life. It is they call it dicastery. Dicastery is like a department, like I said, in Roman Korea, and it was created by Pope Francis on August 15, 2016, but it took effect on September 1, 2016. He took over the functions and responsibilities of the Pontifical Council for the Laity and Pontifical Council for the Family. The dicastery is to animate and encourage the promotion of the vocation and mission of the lay faithful in the church and in the world, as individuals, married or not, and also as members belonging to associations, movements, and communities. That is the essence of what that is. Back to church in Nigeria. The Catholic Bishop Conference in 2009, 14 years running now, came up with a document that that you can describe as the Bible of the laity. It talks about the formation, the nature, spirituality, the identity of the lay faithful. That document is called Salt of the Earth and Light of the World. And of course, that is where we've deduced our popular slogan in the Laity Council, found in Matthew chapter 5, verse 13 to 16. Like I said, what you live outside the church. And what you hear in the church, it is expected that you should translate, or it should translate to action where you live. And so, of course, you are aware the whole parish, maybe you just have a priest or two. Therefore, the laity constitutes 99, if not 0.9% of the church. Unfortunately, the church has given more powers to the priest, who is less than 1%, than the people from the dead. And he died for my sake. And so I am a witness, and I can also die for the sake of Christ. To bear witness to him wherever they may be, and according to the gifts given them, to carry on Christ's work of reconciliation in the world, and to take their place in the life, worship, and governance of the church. As lay faithful, what we are expected to do is we are stakeholders in the world. But then let us limit it to Nigeria. As Nigerian citizens, we are stakeholders in Nigerian project, isn't it? And the expectation is we should be participants in the project. Unfortunately, many Catholics think or feel that they should not participate in politics. It's not true. The church says every Christ faithful should actively and responsibly exercise their civic duties, whether you are a clergy or you are a layman. And I want to repeat that again. Every Christ faithful should actively and responsibly exercise their civic duties. And it starts with registration into political parties. It starts with voter registration. And you will see people, it does not concern them. Those exercises are going on and say, what concerns me? Even if I register and I vote, they will still do whatever they want to do. At that point, you have joined and you are contributing in the corruption. Exercise your franchise and leave the rest. The most important thing is you are participating. For this reason, individuals of their own respective volition freely enter into political community in order to shape public opinion and influence the common good. If you go to Egypt, Egypt is largely a Muslim country. Not largely, it's a Muslim country. But people who control the economy of Egypt are Christians, and particularly Catholics. Just like the Igbos in Nigeria. You know, Igbos are the ones controlling the economy or the market in Nigeria, even though they don't know that they're the ones controlling it, because they have no influence. What politics does is it gives you an opportunity to influence a system. What we are expected as Christians or Catholics is we should participate, we should belong. The church we live in says clergy should not be active participants in politics, even though in my state, a reverend father is a governor. But brothers and sisters who are Catholics and are in politics, the question is, are they living the gospel in their political offices or where they have opportunity? The answer is should be left with you. I shouldn't be the one to tell you the answer. Now, the church, however, is not and should not be identified with any political party. And that was why, during the February election, we expected the church fathers during their meeting to tell us that we should go and vote to B, because at least he was Catholic or he is a Catholic. But the church could not make such pronouncement. My question is, if the church did not make that pronouncement, we the lay faithful, whom the church